Awesome.
Okay.
Hey.
This is your rocket. It seems
Yes.
quite similar to last year. What
Yes.
are the improvements you have made?
Yeah, of course. So, as you said, the rocket system is essentially the same that we used last year. So it's still a pressure-fed cycle. We're running the same propellant, so ethanol and liquid oxygen. We did majorly improved our pressure drops in the system. So, for example, our cooling channel pressure drops were as high as 40 bar last year. This year we dropped them to only 4 bar, and we made some slight adjustments in the sealing concept of the injector and the engine itself. The full assembly is a bit different, but the whole rationale behind the system stayed the same. So it's mostly operational system improvements, essentially. Yeah.
This is the engine that is powered by ethanol and liquid oxygen.
Correct. Yeah.
These are the tubes for liquid oxygen.
Yeah. So actually, the tubes for liquid oxygen are here. So the bigger pipes. So we're using much bigger pipes in the oxygen line. We also bigger change from last year's. We swapped the oxygen tank with the ethanol tank. So last year the oxygen tank was the upper tank, but since we had a lot of issues with pre-chilling the engine, we swapped both tanks to reduce the distance to the engine. So now we are able to cool the system down much quicker because the ethanol is not sensible to the temperature as LOX is. And the red things you can see are actually insulation for or protecting against flames. So we have this around all sensor cables. So this is a pressure sensor, and we're running this insulation to make sure if there's any flame in this engine section that our cables will withstand the flame and we still have control of the vehicle, essentially. Yeah.
So would this survive an ethanol liquid oxygen flame?
Depends for how long, I would say, yeah, but probably for some time, yes. Not the full tanks though.
And of course you have the injector, which is made of copper.
Yes, partly. So the injector is an assembly made from copper faceplate. So the part that's actually facing inside the engine is copper for better heat conduction. And on top of that, there we have the oxygen dome. And since it's an impingement injector, we run the oxygen to this oxygen dome, distribute the oxygen, then we go through an interpropellant plate into the chamber, and the fuel comes through the cooling channels into the faceplate and goes into different holes essentially to impinge on the oxygen streams. And yeah, this injector doesn't feature, there's not an interpropellant seal concept because propellants can't mix anywhere in the injector. They can only mix in the chamber. That's a really special feature about this injector. So we don't rely on the interpropellant sealings because they're geometrically separated essentially.